Beetroopers can set up some of the most disgusting boards in the entire game, and I thought that since they weren't that popular of a deck, Konami would let them go, but Konami knows broken when they see it, so they limited Retaliating Sea and Scary Moth to 1. So, hey, you're still allowed to play Disgusting Floodgate, but you can't play 2 Disgusting Floodgates. If you don't know how to play Beetroopers, I got you, bro. We've already got a Beetrooper guide on the channel, so be sure to watch that video before this one or after this one. I'm not your dad. But how does this ban list affect the deck? The quick answer is we are cutting the Retaliating Sea in order to keep Scary Moth. Scary Moth's ability to turn off the opponent's special summons is just too good and too generic, as well as the fact that there are going to be more decks in the game that are less susceptible to Retaliating Sea now. Scary Moth is better in more matchups than Retaliating Sea is, and a lot of the benefit of Retaliating Sea is that you could play 3 as a hand trap. You can't reliably do that anymore because it's limited to 1. So going first, it's not going to be more powerful than Scary Moth, and going second, it's not going to be as reliable anyway. Aside from that, the deck space has been opened up a bit by taking out the 3 copies of Retaliating Sea, and me personally, I feel like maybe playing 4 kaijus is the way to go. Previously, you could just play 1 kaiju because of the fact that the skill could search it, but me personally, a lot of the time I want to use my skill to search for Sting Lancer because it's such a fantastic card for getting through interruptions, especially if the opponent removes our field spell. So playing a total of 7 of these different ones means that I can probably draw into one of them and use my skill to search another of them. And I only play one of the higher attack Gadarla kaiju because this is the better one to open because it has lower attack value. I can summon the bigger one to my own field if I need, but if I open 2 of the same one, then I can always summon the other one to my field and use it as link material. I'm also not playing Scale Bomber anymore personally because I feel like it's kind of win more. We're usually not able to go for it consistently. It's definitely good to have, so you can feel free to cut something for it if you like. I don't feel the need, and I feel pretty good with my Book of Eclipses and my 3 Resonance Insects. By the way, Resonance Insects effects are not once per turn on any of them, and I can activate all 3 effects at the same time. But aside from that, the deck is pretty much the same. The combos are pretty much the same. I mean, Retaliating Sea wasn't a combo piece anyway, it was just a searchable hand trap. The deck's game plan is exactly the same. The deck is equally as powerful. Scary Moth is one hell of a guy. Shout out to Adrian from the Discord server. Yeah, he's gonna go into his Dragluxion. That's gonna allow him to search for his Transmigration. That tells me he probably already has more combo pieces in his hand. He goes into his Tachyon Dragon, equips the link, goes Tachyon Primal. That's gonna search for a 7th Tachyon. That tells me he already has the other trap. This is post-Banlist, by the way. Galactic Spiral summons itself. He uses 7th Tachyon to search for another Primal. Then he uses these 2 to go into Hope Harbor, sets his back row to play around kaijus, and then on my draw phase, put my field spell in the field, send my 2 to the grave. Since I already have Sting Lancer in my hand, I don't need to send Sting Lancer to the grave, so I can just send my Resonance Insect and it's all good. And he is going to play Primal to his side of the field in defense mode. That's going to get him another search. Because he put 2 monsters in defense mode and I have Mother Spider, or I could search for Mother Spider, I'm just going to Mother Spider him and then I'm going to use my skill, searching for a kaiju, gaining 3k life points, tributing over his Hope Harbinger, and boom, there goes absolutely all of his interruptions. Now I get to combo for free, activate my Sting Lancer in the hand, shuffling back Resonance Insect and his link back into the deck to summon itself, search for a fusion spell. He uses Droll and Lockbird, so I'm not able to search anymore. So I'm like, you know what, man, let me just go for a quick and easy lethal. I'm going to use the field spell, revive my Scout Buggy. I don't need to do much more. I just use my fusion spell, use my 4 insects together into Hercules, and that's going to be lethal damage. Attack, attack, exact lethal. It can be that easy, guys. So I'm going first now against the same guy. Unfortunately, I have a very unfortunate hand. I opened both of my Scout Buggies that it makes me consider playing a 3rd, but it's not going to happen all the time anyway. I'm going to send Resonance Insect and Sting Lancer. Then I'm going to flip up my field spell. That's going to revive my Sting Lancer. That's going to activate, but he is going to Veiler me. So for me, unfortunate, I'm going to normal summon my Scout Buggy and summon my other Scout Buggy from the hand. It's very sad, but it is what it is. I'm going to link off into Armor Horn. Armor Horn is going to give me the bonus normal summon of Resonance Insect. Link those 2 off into Pico Valena. Discard my Link Flapper to equip another Resonance Insect. Resonance Insect, though, is going to trigger to search for my Indestructible Insects. Pico Valena is going to shuffle some stuff back to draw a card. I draw into a kaiju. It's pretty nice. I go into Atlas. Then I can use my Resonance Insect and Indestructible Insects to summon itself. Resonance Insect is going to search for Doom Dozer as another extension piece just in case. I'm going to gain 3k life points. Search for Mother Spider. This is because I haven't played Beetrooper for a little while. What I was trying to do was set the trap from the deck, but I forgot that you have to say no to the skill in order to set the trap from the deck. So keep that in mind when you activate the skill. If you want to set the trap from the deck, it's going to ask you a question. Don't click yes, click no. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to use Armor Horn, banishing 3 from grave, banishing 3 Resonance Insect. You're about to watch me go the hell off. That's going to trigger all 3 Resonance Insects. The first one is going to send Sting the Poison. Then I'm going to send Gokipole. Gokipole is going to trigger to be able to search for Big Insect and summon Big Insect. Then Atlas is going to be able to tribute the Big Insect to summon Light Flapper. Light Flapper can add back both of my Beetroopers to my hand, so I got that hand trappage, I got that follow-up play. I can link these 2 off into Seraphim Papillon. Seraphim Papillon can gain his counters. Indestructible Insects can activate to fusion summon into my Heavy Cavalry. Quite a bit of interruption here. I got my Indestructible Insects, can banish an opponent's monster. I have my Seraphim Papillon, can revive my Sting the Poison, and Sting the Poison on summon could search for Arbalest for a follow-up play, but also the Sting the Poison is a monster negate, which can be very helpful, as well as the fact that I have my Sting Lancer in hand to help keep me alive, and also disrupt his grave if I need. The Beetrooper field spell, if any of my insects get destroyed, I can summon a token to help me stay alive even more, and my Atlas simply cannot be destroyed by card effects. So the opponent's going to use their skill, Barrier and Battle Morph, get their 7th one. I'm going to use my Papillon right in the draw phase to summon Sting the Poison. Sting the Poison is going to search for my Arbalest. He's going to use his 7th one right away, going into Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, going into Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Right away, before he can activate it, I'm going to use my Heavy Cavalry to banish itself and his Neo. Then he can use his skill revealing 7th one to search for Force Shield Infinity Dragon. He's going to be able to summon the Infinity Dragon and another dragon from deck. He goes into Dragluxion here. That's going to search, but I am going to Sting the Poison him, both preventing him from getting a search and from ranking up into a different Xyz monster. He's going to use his Primal to summon itself though. That's fine, perfectly fine. That gets negated. He's going to be able to search for Transmigration. That could be a big deal. He's going to summon Spiral from hand, and those 2 are going to be able to go into Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. He can activate, but he's not going to resolve because I already negated him. So he goes into battle phase. He activates to negate everything, and he attacks, and then I get a token. He attacks into my Sting the Poison. Then I'm going to Kaiju him because I did draw into a Kaiju, and I could have searched another one, but I drew another one again. So Sting the Lancer is going to put back my Picofalena. That's very important. You almost always put back Picofalena. And to be honest, guys, I should have done this on his end phase, not on the start of my turn. But yeah, putting his Spiral Dragon back into the deck as well. That's going to summon itself. That is going to finally search for my back row removal. I'm going to go into Armor Horn. Then I'm going to normal summon my Arbalest. That is going to revive Scout Buggy. That's going to activate to summon another Scout Buggy. I can link these 2 off into my 1 copy of Picofalena, discard a card, equip this Scary Moth. I don't actually have to equip anything here. I'm just kind of flexing at this point because I already Kaiju him to death. I shuffle some stuff back, so, and especially putting back my Atlas means I can summon my Atlas again. That's very important. Then I can use my Beetrooper Descent, and since I control an insect with 3k or more attack, I can also destroy the opponent's back row. Atlas contribute my token to become 5k attack. Since the opponent controls a Kaiju, I can summon a Kaiju of my own. I can banish 2 from grave to summon Doomdozer for even more damage, and go in for nice and easy lethal. Guys, it really can be that easy. When the ban list hit Shadowbirds, I was very sad to see a free-to-play deck getting gutted for no reason, but at least the nerfs on Beetroopers don't actually really hurt the deck in a real way. Beetroopers is still incredibly strong. It isn't any more expensive. It's just as expensive as it was before, which is not very much. You go through 1 mini box 2 times and a main box 1 time, and the rest of the stuff is free. This is such a good deck considering it's so damn cheap, and it's still going to be very good in the upcoming meta. Scary Moth is a hell of a guy. You thought that Shadow's coming back is going to be a big deal? Well, Shadow's is already here because of Scary Moth, alright? So be wary of this guy. I didn't end up summoning him. I could have done so in that Tachyon matchup if the opponent didn't affect Valor me and I didn't need to use my bonus normal summon, but I kind of wanted to show replays where I play through interruptions anyway. Always go Scary Moth going first against pretty much everyone. That's gonna screw most people over. At the very least, is gonna bait out their board breaker, so your other interruptions can go through nice and easy. But yeah, guys, I hope this video is helpful. If you don't know how to play Beetroopers yet, be sure to go watch that Beetrooper guide. Comment your favorite bug in the comment section, and if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to get notified next time we drop a video. Have yourselves a good one, and I've been Undead from Team 6K, signing out.
Hey, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. I don't ask them to wait on me. They would ask where they gon' be with a song if they wanted the Weatherman. I ain't ask them to pay no fees. She was homeless and needed a spot. I ain't ask her to pay no lease. I ain't ask her to say no please. I ain't ask her to make no cheese. Scream fake, but it ain't on me. Got clean, so it ain't no streets. Why green if it ain't no keeps? Brought cream, so it ain't no beef. My team say it ain't no chief. My demon, they hang on me. They seemingly ain't no peace. I seen him, he ain't no beast. For real.